Hello people, I just thought I'd mention, because some people must be wondering, why am I doing this? Well, I'm doing this because nobody else is. I'm doing this so that we can see how much air traffic is coming in and out of a supposedly closed airport. I don't think it's right that the Chinese government have obviously lied about a lot of things. The amount of cases, the amount of infected, the amount of dead. They're even screwing with the where the planes are going, where they're coming from, everything, to try and confound the issue. And a lot of it's going on in the early hours of the morning, like now. I mean, in China it's nearly 3 o'clock in the morning. And predominantly this is where we've seen all the activity over the past week or so. Even though China has said, you know, there's not a lot happening. Well, look at the traffic over China. 3 o'clock in the morning. There's flights going to London and everywhere. The two videos that I did on Hong Kong and Taiwan, if you have a look at them, you'll see the diverse destinations that they've got, and how this thing could be spread all over the world very, very easily. Because these airports are still open, they're still operating, and there's still thousands of aircraft in the air. And when I say thousands, that's not a exaggeration by any means. During the day, there are thousands and thousands of flights. At any one time, there's over 100 on the screen now. Because if I zoom it this way, when it's less than 100 on the screen, the squares stick up. The squares show what the aircraft are. There'll be less than 100 now. There you go. So those little yellow squares only show up when there's less than when there's less than 100 on the screen. When there's more, like this, then they just show up as little aircraft. But when you look down here, there's hundreds just there. Vietnam. There are, Southeast Asia, there are literally thousands of aircraft in the air at any one time. And it just gets me that none of this has been shut down. None of it. And I'll still be watching this. When they say that it's been shut down, I'll still be watching. There's that plane that we looked at earlier that did say Wuhan to Wuhan, then they changed it to Thailand to Wuhan, but it's actually left Wuhan, so it should be the other way around. There are games being played, I think. But like I say, over China there's thousands of aircraft every day. Thousands of them. And there are hundreds of airports. You can see the air routes. They're like roads in the sky. And Wuhan is actually like a junction, a roundabout. Oh no. It's actually like a roundabout in the sky, Wuhan. So you can see the planes change direction over Wuhan and head off towards Europe and Russia, all over the place. So it's very, very busy. But when a plane comes out with a question mark, it doesn't light up. If it says WHU, then it lights up and I can see it. But otherwise, I've got to try and get it on the ground list, which only shows you the last one. Like this, look. Upgrade for full info. Well, I'm not paying for it. I'm just doing it on the